I do the social media for it, and I'm always like pushing to try and get us a bit more like seen. The Glossop Rugby Club for the fellas is quite big, isn't it? But the Amazones have just been going for about 4 years. So we're just constantly like working on trying to get us more out there and just getting more women involved in it. Because we all love it.
Do you think that
we just like to brag about it?
Yeah. Do you think the response has been good to it though? Do you think that a lot of people have taken it up, or what are numbers like?
Yeah, so in the last, like even in the last couple of weeks, we've had maybe 4 new girls get in touch, because we're like over 18, so we're the older side of it. So we've had quite a few newbies get in touch and want to try it out. But it comes with a bit of a stereotype rugby of being a bit aggressive and being quite scary and a bit rough. But it's not like that. Like, it's a really cute gang. We're really sweet. So the more people that join it, the better it gets, because we've got like our own little community of just a bunch of different women from different areas of life, like all getting together just to do something really fun.
Do you think that's part of the problem? Obviously, you said then there's a bit of a stigma surrounding it. Do you think that puts off a lot of women getting involved in rugby?
I think so, yeah, sometimes. Like, even my mum, she goes to me, "Oh, you're 30, like, you can't keep getting battered." But we don't do that. We run around, and like it's a really good way to get fit and things like that. But people do just assume that when you're doing it, it's just really aggressive. But every team that we play and everyone that we're meeting is absolutely lovely. They're just really interested in the sport. But I think sometimes people watch rugby and think it's a lot rougher than it is.
What's the pathway like at the rugby club? Obviously, the men have got a really strong pathway into the first team. Is there a junior section for females, or is it just the open age, like 18 and over age group?
There's a junior girls team, but you have the younger ones where they're all mixed together, and then the girls split off, and then once they get to 17, 18, they can join the adults. Right. They can't join that until they're a little bit older, just because of you have to be really careful with them so that you don't injure them or anything like that.
Yeah,
so they don't join us until afterwards.
On training nights, one person from the group volunteers to look after the children, the parents' children. Is that right?
Yeah, so we kind of set them up at the sideline. Like, we all just keep our eye on them. Obviously, with it being so cold at the minute, it's not ideal. But yeah, definitely during summer we have like a little, one of the coaches brings a little like tent thing that they can sit in. Right. It's really cute.
What's the season looking like so far? Have you kicked off? Are you in a specific division, or is it just playing games wherever you can get them?
So we've got a set fixture sheet. We've got fixtures like on our social medias. They just need changing because we've had a few changes with COVID. Yeah. It's been tricky because if we are like over winter, quite a few of us are COVID, so we have to cancel one of our matches. But yeah, we've got a fixture set out up until April, and we're in a development team, so we play other developing areas. So on Sunday we playing against Stockport. And then we play like local teams, so we've had matches against Aldwinians and Rochdale. We haven't won any yet, but we're working on it.
Yeah. So what's the distance you travel in terms of fixtures? Do you try and keep it quite local to encourage more people to get along?
Yeah, definitely. So Katie's our chair, Katie Quinlan, and when she organised it, she specifically organised it this time so that it would be more local, because we're like we are in Derbyshire. It's a massive area, isn't it, that you end up travelling? Yeah. So we're pretty much within like an hour of all our matches, which is great, and so are the other teams.
You mentioned Aldwinians then. I went down to a training session a couple of months ago now, and there was a fair few women, turning out for that one. That was on like a pretty cold Wednesday night as well, I think, they trained. So do you think women's rugby in general is going from strength to strength? Do you think it's moving with the times now, and do you see a good future for it?
Oh, absolutely. It's such a good sport to get into. And we've got, like I said, we've got four new ones. So we've got 2 new ones coming on Tuesday. And the way that I promote it online, like, I want people to know that they can come to it. It's built for everybody. So like I'm overweight, always have been, and I'm not a runner, but that doesn't matter in rugby because I've got a different position. So I'm strong, and it's difficult to take me down. Whereas you've got the other girls that are like absolute whippets that run circles around you. Yeah. So there's a spot for every single kind of a body shape and ability on our team. So we factor that in, and we want people to know that we don't want you thinking that you've got to be dead fit and dead slim and. Some women haven't played sports for years since they were at school because, you know, they've had kids or they've been busy. So we just try and get everyone along to give it a go, because once they do, they kind of love it.
Yeah, do you feel like you've been hooked on it now?
Oh God, I love it. Yeah, it's the best. I joined during lockdowns because I was just going mad because everywhere shut, didn't it?
Yeah.
And I was thinking about doing it for years. And I was like, you know what, I'm just going to go and do it. And I went watching them at the first because I thought, I can't even run around the field. But now, oh God, I love it.
Would you encourage anyone in the local area just to come down, give it a try and see if they fancy it?
Absolutely, yeah. So we train on a Tuesday and a Thursday, and definitely on a Tuesday we do more fitness, and on a Thursday we do skills and work on those. But anyone is more than welcome to come along, and we look after them. They never have had to even hold a rugby ball. They just should come along and give it a go and see what they think.
Brilliant stuff. Now, you mentioned COVID a moment ago. Obviously, that's when you joined. How did that alter training and just the way the club runs? Because obviously, rugby's a contact sport. Were you limited in what you could do at the time?
Yeah, so during the height of it, there were restrictions put in place, and we weren't able to do close contact. So we were really strict. So we did like tag rugby, and we worked a lot on like our skills. So like handling the ball and running different little bits of circuits and stuff like that, and working on kicking. We just kind of adapted it as things progressed, and then made sure that everything was COVID safe, so we weren't in a small room together. We were alcohol gelling all the time, you know, when we were having a drink we were gelling our hands, and then during matches what we've been doing is asking people to do lateral flows just before, because we do get really close now, and it's just about we want everyone to be comfortable. We don't want anyone to feel like they're putting themselves at risk. So we do lateral flows before a match, and then obviously if there's a problem we just duck out.
Yeah.
So far so good.
Well, thankfully we're nearing the end of it now, aren't we?
Yeah, I know. And that's what we say. We've got one lady that's, you know, avoided COVID all this time, so she doesn't join us in the social areas, and we just do whatever's comfortable with that person.
Yeah.
And she doesn't get, you know, like all up in the scrums and stuff, whereas it just depends what you're happy with. Yeah,
just tailor it to that person's needs, I guess.
Yeah, because it's really individual COVID, isn't it? And, you know, everyone, you know, some people have got older family at home that they don't want to risk, or, you know, some people haven't. Like, it just, whatever they are happy with, we just work with.
Yeah, brilliant stuff. Well, you mentioned the social then. I know the social aspects of rugby union's a massive thing. You all love getting involved and having a beer and all that kind of stuff. Tell us a bit about that. Is it a massive social up at Hargate Hill?
Yeah, we try to be really, really social. So every Thursday, as many of us as possible stop for tea, and Matteo will make us our tea. He's a cook there, I don't know who met him. Apparently he had a pub somewhere, I don't know where, I can't remember. But he makes our tea on a Thursday, and it's £5, and you have like a full meal and a pint or whatever drink you want. So we'll try and stay for that, and then we try and do like nights out, or we'll go for brunch together, or we'll go on walks together over the weekend, like if we're free. And then we have like a big page where we just chat all day, basically.
Yeah. So it sounds like it's a really like
good. It's such a nice gang.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it sounds like a really like family feel to it. But what's the relationship like with the men's section? Are they really welcoming and just bring you on board?
Oh God, yeah. Yeah, they're fine. They just watch us and let us crack on. There's no like men v women kind of thing with it. That I think everyone just kind of respects the sport for what it is, and respects like each other's ability. Because the men's team are great, and Hannah's worked really hard to get us, you know, our kind of place at the club. But it's not. There's been no problem whatsoever. Yeah, we're the women's team, and that's how they treat us, and it's great.